Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Well, it's a sprint to Election Day, and the presidential candidates are racing to Florida and today to Sarasota. Hillary Clinton's running mate Tim Kaine just finished speaking at the Francis in downtown Sarasota. That's where ABC 7's Kate Flexter is joining us live with more on the vice presidential nominee's message to voters. Kate?
Good evening, Adam. The big theme here tonight was to get out the vote, and that's something we've seen pretty consistently from Florida's Democratic Party. Now, that's likely because they see their ground game as a big advantage for them. They've been doing a lot of door-to-door canvassing, a lot of phone calls, even text messages to get voters to the polls. Now, today marks the end of early voting here in Sarasota County, and tomorrow for the rest of Florida. And Florida's seen record numbers with about 5 million early votes. That was a big focus of today's speech. Kaine says early voting is more accurate than polls and allows them to focus in on certain kinds of voters.
We really like doing events in Florida, and I've spent more days in Florida since coming onto the ticket than any other state because you're so important. But we love early vote, and you guys are knocking it out of the park on early vote.
We have the early vote count, which again has been off the charts statewide, and Democrats have traditionally led early voting, and they have been leading early voting in this election. We are feeling really good because we think up to 65% of the entire vote will be already cast before the end of the weekend.
The last note Kaine kind of left the crowd with was don't take anything for granted. He said, quote, "You're the underdog until they call you the winner." Live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. More on that later tonight. And before leaving Sarasota, Tim Kaine met with ABC 7's Alan Cohn for an exclusive interview on a number of topics, including how Team Hillary is handling the latest FBI email leak.
Senator, 3 days ago, how are you feeling?
I love seeing a finish line, and I like the energy that I see. So I've been doing basically a state a day for the last 9 days of the campaign. All states that are battleground states, some that are real checkmate states like Florida. I really like the energy we're seeing, especially around early vote. The early vote gives you a really good indication of what's going on, and we really like what we see, but it's going to be close.
When the Comey letter came out, it was kind of a punch to the stomach.
Yeah.
For Republicans, it was sauce for the goose.
Yeah, right.
So if you could talk to our viewers right now, both Democrats and Republicans, and put that into perspective, and in terms of what would happen if Hillary wins, and the energy that many Republicans feel for Donald Trump, especially around here.
Well, the Comey letter was a distraction and an unfortunate one because it was a violation of two protocols that Justice Department FBI have, which is we don't talk about a pending investigation, and we won't put out information that could be controversial right on the eve of an election. Those are both really important rules, and Director Comey had followed those rules in other matters even in the days before that. So when the letter came out, it was very puzzling. Why would they do it? It's still a little bit unclear, but there's stories this week that FBI agents were leaking information to people connected to the Trump campaign. They were going to leak information, Rudy Giuliani. They were going to leak information. So there's a series of questions about internally dynamics within the FBI that are unfortunate. But the bottom line is, Americans really want to know which president is going to create a better economy for them, which president has the judgment and the preparation to keep America safe in a challenging world, and especially, and this is the thing that's so energizing to this crowd and others, do you want a president that's going to try to unify people, or do you want a president that's made it cool to insult and demean people? That example set from the Oval Office, we're either going to be stronger together and unify people, or it's okay to name call people. That will pervade the rest of society, and I think that has really energized our voters, and that's what they are wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
Tim Kaine is making his way up the Gulf Coast this evening. Right now, he's hosting a Get Out the Vote rally in St. Petersburg, featuring a performance by John Bon Jovi. Well, just 3 days away from Election Day, and rivals Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are crisscrossing the country for last-minute support. The two, however, taking very different approaches. Both candidates in Florida today. ABC's Mary Bruce brings us the latest.
I know we've got work to do today.
Hillary Clinton out early on the campaign trail, making her closing argument at event after event, even speaking in the pouring rain.
You are a hardy bunch standing out here in the rain, so let's vote for the future.
She's pulling out all the stops and all the star power, getting out the vote Friday night with Jay-Z and special guest Beyonce. The pop superstar performing in, what else, a pantsuit.
I want my daughter to grow up seeing a woman lead our country.
We don't need Jay-Z to fill up arenas, you know.
Donald Trump is also barnstorming the battleground states, out with his wife in North Carolina.
I'm very excited to talk to you about my husband.
The Republican nominee plans to hit 10 states in these final days. But the candidate's stump speech is getting new scrutiny after Trump repeated a false claim based on a bogus Fox News story.
The FBI now has multiple open criminal investigations going on Hillary Clinton.
Fox News is now calling its report a mistake.
That just wasn't inartful. It was a mistake. And for that, I'm sorry.
But Trump still pushed the discredited story and repeated similar ideas Saturday.
They're also conducting a second criminal investigation into Hillary Clinton's pay-for-play corruption at the State Department.
Clinton is spending much of the weekend reaching out to minority voters. Her support among Latinos could be crucial.
If Hillary Clinton wins on election night, she will have won with the most diverse coalition of voters than any president has ever won with.
Just 3 more days to go. Mary Bruce, ABC News, Washington.
Donald Trump is scheduled to make one more stop on the Florida Gulf Coast before Election Day, and this one is right here on the Sun Coast. The Republican nominee is scheduled to hold a rally at Roberts Arena on Monday. Doors open at 8 a.m. and the rally is scheduled to begin at 11. You must apply online to register for tickets. You can find the link on our website, mysuncoast.com. New numbers show the election in Florida is likely to be a tight race. As of Friday, there is only a 7,000 vote difference in favor of Democrats over Republicans. Overall, more than 5.7 million Floridians have voted, or about 45% of those registered. That far surpasses voting numbers in 2012. Florida's 29 electoral votes are the biggest prize in Tuesday's presidential election. And here in Sarasota County, the Supervisor of Elections Office has received 79,816 ballots as of this evening. That's 51% of the voters in the entire county. And remember, you can vote in person on Election Day on Tuesday or drop off your vote by mail ballot by 7 p.m. on that same day. And if you're outside voting today or putting out campaign signs, let's check with Wendy Ross to see how the weather was treating us and how it'll treat us later on tonight.
Adam, let's talk about something we can all agree on. It was a beautiful day today, and it continues to be a great night as well. We've got a couple of showers down to the south, and that's because that's where that cold front is situated right now. It's just over the southern tip of Florida. It is helping to generate some showers there. Other showers are well offshore in the Atlantic. They're going to try to make their way onshore. We don't have to worry about rain over the next several hours. We're going to be nice and quiet and dry throughout the next several hours. Right now, we hardly have a cloud in the sky. It's just beautiful out there. The temperature 79 degrees. The humidity is low. The dew points are low. The winds are fairly calm. And for the rest of the night, we'll see our temperatures in the 70s. No rain. Enjoy your evening. Adam.
All right, Wendy, thank you very much. A proposed amendment to legalize medical marijuana has gained widespread support in Florida just 2 years after falling shy of passing. Most state polls have support for Amendment 2 above the 60% threshold needed for approval. A similar measure was on the 2014 general election ballot and received 58%. The Florida legislature has passed 2 measures allowing limited use of medical marijuana, though delays in implementing them have led to support for an amendment that would make it more broadly available. Deer hunting season begins today across a wide range of Florida areas, ranging from Big Bend in the north to Lake Okeechobee in the south. Florida's Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says deer hunting is the most popular form of hunting in Florida. Generally, hunters are allowed to harvest 2 antlered deer per day, up to a total of 4. The FWC says deer hunting is a key component to wildlife conservation. Anyone wanting to get included in the hunt needs a valid Florida hunting license along with a deer permit. The season runs through January 22nd. The arts and theater community is a big part of the Suncoast, and local performers believe that will grow by the year 2037. Angela Mortellaro is currently playing the female lead in the Sarasota opera Don Pasquale. She believes the traditional opera classics will still be around in 20 years, but the American works will have found their own voice.
I think there's going to be more chamber opera. I think there's going to be more American opera with American themes and American composers writing it.
She says sees that trend beginning today. The musical Don Pasquale runs at the Sarasota Opera House through next weekend. Still to come here on ABC 7, the fight against homelessness for our veterans, how several organizations are coming together to improve their future for vets.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
The time has finally come.
This is by far the most important vote that you've ever cast.
Are you ready to go to the polls?
Who will be your next president? Election night. This is where the Suncoast turns for answers. The powerhouse team of ABC News and Scott Dennis, Haley Wilgus, Alan Cohn. Election night, live on ABC 7. Brought to you locally by Florida Leather Gallery and Motter Brothers Furniture.
I had cancer. I beat cancer. I kicked cancer.
How long have we been married now?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
With less than a week to Veterans Day, a group in Manatee County is helping homeless veterans and their families get the help that they need. This was the scene at the Manatee County Fairgrounds this morning. Resume assistance, new clothes, and health screenings are just a few of the services given to these vets to help them get back on their feet.
This whole system is designed for them to go from one end to the other. We're going to check them out medically. They're going to get haircuts if they need it. They get clothing if they need it. We bring them over to the Veterans Center. They'll get all the clothing they need for the winter because they don't want to get out of the woods. And we have to go in and literally fight them to get them out of the woods during the course of the winter, which is what we do.
This Stand Down rally is an annual event in Manatee County hosted by the group Turning Points. And just a reminder, daylight savings time ends at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. This means you must turn your clocks back 1 hour. Of course, the change is automatic for most smartphones, tablets, and digital devices. The sun will rise earlier and it'll get dark much earlier in the evening. The good news is that an extra hour of sleep is coming your way tonight. And I'm glad we clarified the sun up, sun down stuff.
Yes.
That's where I get lost in all the daylight savings.
And I have to tell you that I am so grateful for the fact that we have these automatic devices, because I have an alarm clock that tells me in the middle of the night, it just changes, it does what it's supposed to do. I'm so grateful.
Really takes the anxiety out for us.
You know, setting the alarm at 2 o'clock to set your clock back is just not fun.
Too much to think about. Too much. I don't like it.
Don't do that, by the way. Don't do that. Wait until tomorrow morning and change it back. And that is what we're going to be doing. And we've got a great night tonight because it's already beautiful. It was a gorgeous day today. Lots and lots of sunshine. And it was warm. Did you notice that? We had a cold front that came through. It did nothing for our temperatures as far as cooling us down, but it did bring in some drier air, and the winds are going to start to pick up as a result of it as well. But we got up into the mid-80s today for our daytime highs, and we actually, at the airport, because that's where the records go, 87 degrees was our daytime high. This is not a record. We had a record set back on this date of 91 degrees back in 1959, but 87 was our high today. So a far cry from normal, which is supposed to be in the low 80s. Right now it's 79 degrees, 55 degrees dew point. So the dew point is low, the humidity is low, the winds are calm right now, a few clouds around, and that's about it. And we are looking at temperatures all around the state in the 60s and 70s, even down to the south. We have temperatures in the 70s right now. So across our viewing area, that's what we're seeing now that the sun is setting. We are looking at cooler temperatures well over the interior part of our state. Well, believe it or not, we had a cold front that came on through, and now that frontal system is situated over the southern sections of Florida. We're getting a little bit of rain as a result of it, but this high pressure system is going to prevail, and as it gets stronger, the winds are also going to start to pick up. They'll be coming in out of the northeast and gusting up to about 20 miles per hour beginning tomorrow. Right now it's calm, but you can see we've got a couple of showers located out here in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're going to try to make their way onshore, but we've got some very dry air sitting on top of us. So the likelihood is we're not going to be seeing anything in the way of rainfall for the rest of this weekend. Temperatures will be above normal. That will continue for the next couple of days, and cool nights are on tap. So it's great in the morning and it's great at night, and that dry and breezy condition is going to be with us throughout the day again tomorrow. So we're looking at a couple of these showers right here. They're going to continue to move in our direction. We've got the showers down to the south. They're also going to continue to move southward. We are not looking at any rain. We're not expecting to see any for the overnight time period, so it's going to be another quiet night for us. And this is what it looks like over the next couple of days. And the next 24-hour period, we've got some showers moving in over the overnight time period across the northeast, and you can see some other scattered rains. They're going to continue to try to make their way on in, but you'll notice that throughout the day tomorrow it's nice and quiet. We don't see anything developing along the west coast of Florida, and then on Monday we may get a couple of showers that start to make their way on through. But rain is not going to be a feature of our forecast over the next couple of days. We don't have anything going on in the tropics. It's nice and quiet, just a couple of waves coming in off the coast of Africa, and nothing else is developing. So all good news there. Winds are out of the northeast for boaters tomorrow at 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop. Another beautiful day at the beach. Oh, call me if you're going. I may want to go with you. 84 degrees will be the high temperature at the beach, and we are looking at high UV index as well. Partly cloudy skies for tonight with a temperature of 65 degrees. Winds gusting up to about 20 miles per hour throughout the day tomorrow as well. And we are going to be setting our clocks back to get that extra hour of sleep tonight. Adam?
Now, sports.
The 11th ranked Florida Gators continue their push for a top 10 ranking against an Arkansas football team coming off a decisive loss against Auburn last week. Arkansas has just lost 2 games, though, in the month of November the last 2 seasons. The Gators hoping to make it 3 today. First quarter, no score. Luke Del Rio's pass is deflected right into the arms of safety Santos Ramirez, who takes it 24 yards for the easy score. 7-0 Razorbacks early at home. Then later in the game, in a 14-0 hole, the Gator defense saying, hey, we can make some plays too. Duke Dawson picks off Austin Allen and takes it 37 yards to the house. Gators cut the lead to 7. But before halftime, Allen, redeeming himself, finds Drew Morgan in the back of the end zone, caps off a 10-play, 87-yard drive, and the Gators get all they can handle today. They lose 31-10 on the road. And it was a big loss for the Gators because in the SEC West, a major upset earlier today. After earning a number 4 spot in the first college football playoff rankings this week, Texas A&M suffering their second loss of the season on the road against Mississippi State. The 4-win Bulldogs rushed for a season-high 367 yards against this Aggie defense. Texas A&M quarterback Trevor Knight also left the game in the second quarter with a shoulder injury. The Aggies' only other loss was against top-ranked Alabama 2 weeks ago. Florida State is on the road tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina, taking on the NC State Wolfpack. A loss last week against number 2 Clemson pretty much stifled any hope of a conference championship for the Noles, but the team is still in the top 25 with a 5-3 record. NC State also lost a close game to Clemson earlier this year and has not won a game since. That game started at 7 o'clock. There is currently no score in the first quarter. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers took a few lumps in a loss to the Atlanta Falcons this past Thursday, but now the team confirms 2 of those injuries will be season-ending. Defensive end Howard Jones and running back Antoine Smith both left Thursday's game with knee injuries, and on Friday, head coach Dirk Cutter confirming both players will be done for the season. Smith is the Bucs' 4th running back this season. He joins Doug Martin, Charles Sims, and Jaquiz Rogers on the team's list of injured backs. The Bucs host the Chicago Bears next Sunday in Tampa. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's time for our guide dog puppy to strut his stuff. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, a Southeastern guide dog trainer joins us to work with our puppy and give helpful hints to the future superhero. We'll learn how to turn sea salt crystals into a relaxing and cleansing hand scrub. Dr. Jenny has help for thyroid problems, plus Suncoast Food and Wine Fest and Spice and Tea Exchange in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Let SWC Properties sell your home today. Take advantage of this great market and sell your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. SWC Properties gives you the benefit of full-service marketing that sells your home faster with the fewest hassles. There are no hidden fees, and now for a limited time, we'll list your home for 50% off. Wouldn't it feel great to save thousands and feel confident with your move? Give us a call for details or visit swcproperties.com and contact us for free information packet and find out why. It's simple. We just market your home better.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Macy's is gearing up for the 90th anniversary of its Thanksgiving Day Parade. The team is testing 3 new balloons that will be appearing this year, plus the return of their very first balloon in the parade's history, Felix the Cat. The 4 balloons are being flown under the direction of Macy's skilled flight management team. A few hundred handlers are taking the new balloons out for a spin, and it's all part of the final preps before Thanksgiving Day.
And it's the first time in the Macy's Parade where we have 4 characters come together to develop one big giant balloon. It's magnificent.
The parade has been making its way down the streets of New York City every year since 1927. And finally tonight, a frisky feline is back on solid ground after being stuck atop a water tower for 4 days in Colorado. Police say they knew of the cat's troubles immediately, but they gave the animal a few days to come down on his own. A technical rescue team agreed to help finally rescue the cat, and the team put it in a carrier and lowered it to the ground. The cat was then taken to a local vet's office to be checked out.
Does that kitty cat belong to somebody? Because that cat is gorgeous.
I don't know, but how about they wondered if it would come down on its own. Gave it a couple days to maybe.
I think that was smart. because these cats can do anything they want. That's how they operate.
Yeah, they're a little tricky and silent.
Tricky. Very silent.
Yeah, they're
that
good.
one was a pretty one. That one gets adopted out. I promise you. That will get adopted out.
Well, we will
for being
see.
a daredevil.
Well,
we're going to take a look at the 7-day forecast. We didn't talk about that too much. You know, we had a cold front come through. Did you notice that the temperature was not cold?
I did not.
And you notice that it's not going to be cold just about all week. Now, next weekend, we have another cold front coming through, and it's going to cool us off to about 80 degrees on Saturday, next Saturday.
Cooling us off all the way down to 80 degrees. Huh?
Well, from 87 today, you're going to feel that. 87 to 80, you'll feel that. That's a difference.
I guess so. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe it's a difference between long sleeve and short sleeve. I don't know. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys after the game later tonight.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
If Donald Trump were to win this election, we would have a commander-in-chief who is completely out of his depth.
What I have is a winning temperament. I have a winning temperament. Hillary is an unstable person.
The presidential nominees make their closing arguments as the race enters its final days. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
The Mayor's Feed the Hungry program is designed to help area families who are struggling with hunger. Please help this holiday season and donate by visiting mayorsfeedthehungry.org. Thank you, and holiday blessings to you and yours.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.